Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be chapter 2.1, Graphing and Writing Inequalities. Now, recall our discussion today. You have basically 5 symbols, all right? You have these 5 symbols, or these 4, and then this 5th one, and that's what we're going to cover today. Now, they really don't mean anything other than this last one means not equal to. So until we put numbers on either side, numbers are variables. Like for instance, if I give you 4 and I give you this symbol here and I put the number 5 there, the way we read this is 4 is less than 5. If I flip it around and use this symbol, I could write 6 is greater than -3. And so whenever you're just using numbers on either side, it really, those numbers will determine which symbols you use. Now, let's take a look at these 2 questions. The statement says, tell whether each value of the variable is a solution, that in other words, makes this inequality true. So what you want to do here is you want to take your inequality, 4p is less than 64, and you're simply going to plug in the 40 in place of p, and this is 4 times p. There's a times there. So I simply go 4, I substitute in, and 4 times 40 is 160, less than 64. We know that is not true. Therefore, we can say 40 is not a solution. Now let's evaluate 45. All right. If I write 4 and in place of p, I'm going to write 45 less than 64. Again, just multiply it out. 4 times 5 is 20, carry your 2, plus 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18, so it's 180 is less than 64. And again, this is also not true. So therefore, this is also not a solution. Now, let's consider what would a solution be. Well, let's take the work that we've just done, and let's minimize it just a little bit. And we're going to take our variable, or we're going to take our inequality of 4 times p is less than 64. Now, this is just like saying 4p is equal to 64. It's the same format. So 4 times p, how do you solve for p? Well, you do the opposite, and that's going to be to divide. So 4's cancel out. I'm left with 4, or p is equal to 16. Okay, now what I'm going to do is the same thing over here. I'm going to divide by 4, divide by 4. 4's cancel out, and I got p is less than 16. That means any number, in order for it to be a solution to make this inequality true, has to be less than 16. Well, let's test that out. Let's try the number 10. Well, 4 times 10 is less than 64. 4 times 10 is 40, and sure enough, 40 is less than 64, so 10 would be a solution. So p equals 10 is a solution. Let's try a couple more. Now, in this particular, or these particular questions, it says tell whether the value is a solution of the inequality and explain. Well, the explanation is, does it make the inequality true? So let's plug this in. Let's look at the first one, number 9, okay? We're only going to do a couple of these. So we know that x is equal to 36. Well, if I plug that in for x, I want it to be less than 100. And 3 times 6 is 18, carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So 108 is not less than 100. So x equals 36 is not a solution. Let's pick another one. Let's try number 10 here. Okay? Number 10 wants us to evaluate m is equal to 12. Well, if I do 5m plus 4 is greater than 50. Okay? So let's evaluate m at 12. Well, 5 times 12 plus 4 is greater than 50. Well, 5 times 12 is 60. Bring down your plus 4. And then it's easy to go from here because 60 plus 4 is greater than 50. Therefore, m equals 12 is a solution. So I'm going to write a solution here. And the reasoning, the explanation I'm looking for is because it makes the inequality true.